Good morning and welcome. You are watching the Morning Express on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We begin with the news that's just coming in on the Sonali Phogat murder case. In fact, we are now learning that her daughter Yashodhara has launched a social media campaign seeking a CBI probe. She's created an account on Twitter and put out a tweet seeking public support to hand over the case to the CBI. Even the family of Sonali Phogat had already written to the Haryana government for a CBI probe, and further Haryana government had written to the Goa government to hand over the matter to the CBI. But the case is still being investigated by the Goa police, from which the family so far is not satisfied. So the family, of course, has talked about how unsatisfied they are with this probe being handled by the Goa police in the past as well. Let's go across to Amandeep. He's reporting from Chandigarh. He's bringing us more on this. Good morning, Amandeep. Amandeep, the family, of course, for their part, maintain that they believe that the Goa police has not been able to do a good job, and they want the probe to be handed over to the CBI. Now her daughter, we understand, is trying to get more support for that.
Well, absolutely, Nupur. Now the family has taken all kind of efforts to hand over this case to the CBI. They have written to Haryana Chief Minister. Haryana Chief Minister has further written to Goa counterpart to hand over this case to the CBI. But nothing has been worked out. So finally, Yashodhara, daughter of Sonali Phogat, took Twitter and in fact launched a campaign that is Justice for Sonali, and even requested the people to join this campaign, and clearly mentioning that help me to hand over this case to the CBI, and continue requesting to the union government as well as to the state government that this case deserves to be handed over to CBI, just because there are some big names behind this. There is a big conspiracy, a deep-rooted conspiracy behind the murder of Sonali Phogat. But so far, the Goa police is continuing their investigation. They are visiting Hisar, they are visiting Gurgaon, and in fact, they are visiting Faridabad and different locations of Sonali Phogat's murderers suspected places. And in fact, family is not at all happy with the investigation. They know there is some deep-rooted conspiracy. They are smelling some big names behind the murder of Sonali Phogat, and that is the reason. And finally, daughter has came out on the Twitter, on the social media platform, and in fact now launched a campaign and even requesting the government to hand over this case to the CBI, so that at least the truth should come out and in fact the conspirators should be exposed.
Right,
yes.
Just very quickly, Amandeep, can you also take us through the probe and the latest that you are getting on it now? The police in Haryana as well as Goa looking perhaps at a wider conspiracy in this case?
Well, absolutely, Nupur. Now, this case is being investigated by two states. One is Goa police, another is Haryana police. Goa police is investigating the murder of Sonali Phogat, just because in the jurisdiction of Goa, Sonali Phogat was being killed by two accused. And in fact, meanwhile, the Haryana police have also launched a parallel investigation, as the CCTV DVRs, the laptop, the mobile phone has been stolen from the farmhouse of Sonali Phogat, and police have registered a case, and in fact now they are investigating on that part also. But somewhere down the line there is a jurisdiction problem, just because Nupur, Goa police cannot break down the jurisdiction of their Goa, and in fact they have to be in the limits for their investigation. And same as the Haryana can only stick to the theft and stolen case that is being registered in Hisar regarding to this case, and even they cannot jump their jurisdiction. So that is the reason a combined probe cannot be launched, and the center investigating agency can do it in a proper manner, just because now the case is between the Goa to Haryana. There are two states involved into this entire case. Yes, Nupur.
Right, Amandeep bringing us those details. Thank you very much for joining us. As Amandeep was pointing out, the demand for a CBI probe is now growing.